24. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're for episode 8 of our Madden 24 Pink Slips franchise mode, where today we are going through week 15 and week 16. We have the Capitals in a divisional matchup against our division leading Raiders, which at 6 and 7, it's probably do or die time if we want any chance of making the playoffs here in the Super League. And, you get a chance at 6-7, because if we can somehow find a way to snowball 2 victories here today, 8 and 7 is a whole lot better than 6 and 9. Even though 6 and 9 is pretty nice. We are coming off 3 losses in the last episode. We did 2 losses. I was like, you know what? Let's play that third game to see if we can get a win. And we got absolutely cooked 41-13. We had a breakout scenario, which we at least hit, which helped, right? We got Nolan Smith up to a superstar dev, but everything else was absolute doom and gloom in that last matchup. So what I did is I went ahead and lined up our sliders with Matt 10's new set of all Madden sliders. I went into those in depth in the last Cardinals episode, which FYI, Cardinals will be dropping tomorrow. So hopefully we get a little bit more what we're looking for, we'll say, in terms of gameplay. Because, the slider set that we were using, because we were off of default, definitely started to feel a little bit outdated. So while we are, again, we shouldn't be winning a lot of games, and maybe 6 and 7 is appropriate record for a 74 overall team, the gameplay just wasn't as fun, and hopefully we have rectified that just a little bit here. Also need to take note that we are a 74 overall. We might even just be able to go up to a 75, even if we lose both these games from our players developing during practice and getting XP from the games. But as we get close to that new threshold, a quick reminder that so far through 15 weeks, we have been not at risk of losing players. But as soon as we break a 75 overall threshold, it becomes fair game. We have our 6 team captains that we can protect. Everybody else on the roster, if we lose a game, the other team can poach them. Pink slips will be in full effect as soon as you break that 75 threshold, and that very well could happen here today. Our first matchup is against the Capitals, who are 84 overall. Let's see what kind of roster they're working with, see who their top studs are, see who we also might be able to poach. They got Joe Burrow under center. They got Brian Robinson, James Robinson. Okay, so they're definitely a pass-heavy offense. Joe Burrow, DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Pittman are their big dogs. They got Pratt Freiermuth at tight end. Andrew Thomas, 92 left tackle. So they got a very good offense. Tevin Jenkins there. Okay, that's a pink slip guy. That's a guy some people say, hey, C4, how come you didn't get DeJuan Jones? How come DeJuan Jones and Darnell Washington were the big 2 omissions from our initial pink slip roster? So there could be a shot here. We get the gigantic 6'8", 375-pound DeJuan Jones. That will be a target for us for sure. But offensively, pretty good. It's going to be tough to beat them. Defensively, this is probably where in the fantasy draft format, they didn't use as nearly premier picks as they did on the offensive side of the ball, which, as shown by this defensive front so far, this front 7 is nothing too crazy at all. Got Nakobe Dean there. Tyree Wilson, 6'6", 270. Okay. I remember the last time in the Cardinals franchise we played the Raiders, he was actually unstoppable. I literally could not run in his direction. So that'll be something to take note of here. DJ Johnson, another pink slippy type player. These right outside linebacker could be a position we target if we can get a victory. But DJ Johnson, 6'4", 260 with 89 speed, 93 acceleration. That's pretty big time. In the secondary, they got Xavier Howard, Joey Porter Jr., Andrew Booth, Darius Rush. Another pink slippy type guy, 6'2", 93 speed, 93 acceleration. We got not much in the safety room. Kyle Hamilton could be fun. All right. Not the best, I love it when there's like 1 or 2 guys that we're clearly circling and underlining. Like that needs to be a top target for us. But I think we're just more in the air code right now. We just got to get a win. We just got to get a win and worry about who we can get as the secondary option. And that is what we're going to try to do here. Quick refresher. It's been a little bit since I played, honestly, both my franchises. But here's pink slips. We got Anthony Richardson, Bijan Robinson, and Deuce Vaughn. Tank Dell, Jalen Rager, Jalen Hyatt are our stars at wide receiver. We got Raymond, Brad Christmason, Juice Scruggs, Steve Avila, and Jake Witt on the offensive line with Luke Musgrave as our starting tight end. Defensively, the front. Our new superstar pass rusher in Nolan Smith Jr. The only thing good that happened the last episode where we lost 3 straight games in convincing fashion is we now have a superstar pass rusher. We got Mozzie Smith, Milton Williams, and George Karlaftis rounding out the defensive line with Channing Tindall, Trenton Simpson, who's a user god, and Troy Anderson, pink slip legend, at linebacker. Smoke Monday and Moerig make up our safeties with Riley Moss, the Horn Dog, J.C. Horn, and Zion McCollum as our starting corners. So I got more than enough faith that this team has enough juice to at least get 1 victory today, if not 2, and it starts Week 15 against the Caps. You guys have also been crushing the like goal every episode of Pink Slips. If we hit 1,000 likes on that video, it applies a half-star scoring to the next episode. We are 2 episodes banked right now, so we are starting this episode with 1 star that we can work and operate between these 2 games. If I want to use a half star for this and carry over another half, that's kind of gambling, that's kind of playing with fire, but we can use that star as much as we want. But continue to smash that like goal, 1,000 likes, so that if we don't win, we can start the next episode off with 1.5 stars already bank scoring. Man, it looks so cool having Nolan Smith with a star under his name. That is very easy. Joe Burrow to DeAndre Hopkins started out. Those are kind of cool helmets. Those look like a 90s USFL helmet. There we go. Didn't bite on that for 1 damn second. Troy Anderson sticks with it. User blitz, linebacker blitz, brings down Joe Burrow. Another one. Another one. Simpson and Channing Tindall. I'd put all that on Trenton Simpson. 3rd and a mile. But this is where, in last episode, on our 3-game losing streak, they would find a way to convert this. At worst, they would find a way to throw it and get close enough that they could kick a field goal. But our team needs to get off the field here, prove that we learned a lesson from going 0-3, and this is going to be for the better. Speed makes the tackle. We force the punt. The issue has not been running the ball. It has been throwing the ball. I don't know why it became so difficult, because through the first 10 weeks, Anthony Richardson was ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. He had like 23, 24 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Since then, fell off an absolute cliff. Can't complete passes. 0 confidence to his game. And, like, what does that do? What is it? Like, we got to punt it right back. Nothing there. Explosive plays have been eliminated. Teams are... It probably doesn't actually equate to it, but it feels like every team right now is dropping 3 and getting pressure, or dropping 8 and getting pressure with their front 3. It's damn. Oh, bro, man, dink and dunk king here. 8 for 8 for feels like 8 completions for 30 yards is what it feels like he has been able to put up here. But yeah, at least he's been able to get a first down throwing it. Better than I could say, but look at Nolan Smith off the edge. Superstar pass rusher. Feeling like it. Another punt. That looks like easy read. Very easy read. I'm not going to miss that. Damn. That's probably best. I feel like Hamilton had pretty good coverage on Musgrave. That would have been a 50-50 ball at best, which, on our current run of form, likely an interception. 3rd and 8, in scoring range to get some points here. Oh, I thought we squeezed that in. I didn't see that. That say drop? Was that a PBU? 4th and, we'll take the points. The kick is up. Not a give. It was 50-something, 50 plus. The good guys are on the board. Yeah, good throw. 11 to 12. If we're not sacking Joe Burrow, he's getting completions. Oh, too easy, man. Come on, fellas. Too easy. Way too easy, man. Way too easy. As Joe Burrow, I don't even want to say it was triple cut. I had 3 guys in the area, finds his guy. Pat Fryermuth. I mean, that's a great throw, I guess. All right, we got a $151. Let's get a touchdown over him. They're giving us a decent look here. Press coverage. Hyatt, Tank Dell. We go back to the tight end. Oh! Musgrave breaks a tackle. Let's go! That's what we needed. Let's go. Explosives. Me eating Pizza Hut. That's what we need on the offense. Explosives. And then, are you kidding me? This is literally the next fucking play. Missed tackle. Had him. That was like a 5-yard, 7-yard gain. You can't let old man DeAndre Hopkins break a tackle there. And that's Horn Dog. It's my top corner. Pushes him. Slants? Sure. Sure, we'll do slants. Jalen Rager. We're going to bail out to the right. Actually, we're going to just go to our wide open tight end, who's made some plays. Try to get a quick play off here. Oh, Jesus Christ. What a... Go! Yes, that looked botched. That looked... Something weird happened. Something that was weird. But we will properly punish him. Big-time athletic play by a player who hasn't always felt as athletic as it... And I saw it on Reddit. Someone posted on Reddit. I don't know if they watch my videos and they put 2 and 2 together. They literally said, does Anthony Richardson feel slower than he should? It was someone else, right? Not affiliated by me whatsoever. It's not just me. We're not just crazy watching him. And it's not like a vacuum. Outside of this, people are struggling with Anthony Richardson's athleticism. Luckily, not on that play. But Bijan, that's how you start the second half. Oh, yeah, second level. Second level, new boots, scooting. And then we got that balance, man. We got that healthy balance. We have Bijan, does his job. We sub in Deuce Vaughn to come in, get lost behind the line of scrimmage, and do his job. It's a healthy tandem. It's an elite tandem. Has a chance to be an all-time tandem. That is pretty light. I would be very upset if that's all they're having here and we can't find a way to get into this end zone. And we did. It was ugly. It might get reviewed. But as it stands, touchdown, Bijan. And the good guys are piling it on. Oh, they're going to review it. I think he got in. Come on, give it to me. Ah, you home cooking. And now you know this one. You know this one is going to be like a 3-yard loss. Except... Give me another touchdown. That looks sketchy as shit again. 3 broken tackles. Are they going to review it again? What are they going to do? Give me it. QB sneaks are terrible in this game. I'm going to... You know what? Actually, you know what might work though? The read option. Might be enough to get them to bite. There we go. 3rd time's the charm. Suck it. Hit him with the. Give me that. Give me my 7. A sack. That's how we got to get him out of it. He takes 1 sack. He loses his X factor. Come on. Who's got to heat up? Fryermuth is very good right now. Easily the toughest guy to stop. Oh, we put a little bit of pressure. That is going to be a throwaway. Get a little hand up there for the PBU stat pad. And they are going to settle for a field goal to try to make it a touchdown game. I missed this. Not a gimme. It's not a gimme. Going for a play action. Don't love the call, but if Andy Reid calls in a shot play, you guys say, all right, coach. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you, Big Red. Because he's big freaking red. Doesn't lead us wrong. Jalen Hyatt. That's a nice little Burger King Whopper explosive play right there. Come on. Off the field. Off the field. Nolan Smith wins his rush. That is a wide open J.C. Horn. Picks the ball off. I think that's just karma. We should have had that easy interception by Troy Anderson, but I'm happy for the Horn Dog getting his first interception here in Pink Slips. Let's run the score up. I mean, they're going to be using their timeouts. I mean, I don't think trying to run this in with Bijan to get him a second rushing touchdown, which is Pink scoring. Let's go. We'll take that. They're just giving us more time. Have a more balanced attack. I appreciate it, Cap. Yes. Over to the ground. Mozzie Smith. I'm going to burn it. Oh, they would let me burn a timeout. Huge dub, man. Needed that after 3 straight losses. And they were demoralizing losses. We weren't even remotely competitive. We couldn't complete passes. It was boring. The boys are back. 38-21. I have no idea. It's probably not a 5-star, but we'll calculate this thing up. And at worst, it'll be decent enough to steal a play or two away. We might, just might, break that 75 threshold here today. Yeah, this is very interesting. We're going to see. Because we wait now and let you guys vote, it's not that big of a deal. But as it stands right now, we won the game. We won by 14, and we had the turnover battle, which is 2 stars from our team performance. Look at the individual stats. Anthony Richardson with 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown gives him 3, which under the new scoring, which you guys keep suggesting, we're going to count. That is a half-star. Bijan Robinson with 2 rushing touchdowns is where they half-star. We have Luke Musgrave going over 100 yards receiving is a half-star. And on the defensive side of the ball, even though we did get a lot of sacks, no one got any scoring, but we did get a half-star for J.C. Horn getting an interception. It ends up being a 4-star performance. We're working with an additional 1 star if we need it, right? From you guys smashing the likes. I'm not going to say we're going to cash it in just quite yet. We're gonna take this 4-star performance, we're going to stash it, and we're going to move right into the next game, and then we can decide how we want to use that extra. But it could bump us up to a 5, which would be awesome and adds even more value to hitting those 1,000 likes on every episode of Pink Slips. But other than that, we got some nice upgrades here. We got Steve Avila on the offensive line. That's going to bring him up to a 72. I think we might break 75 right now. I hope not. I really hope not, but I think we will. Tank Dell, who's kind of emerged as our go-to wide receiver last couple episodes. Nice upgrade there. And we got Anthony Richardson, 77. We'll go field general. That's where he needs to work a little bit. Short accuracy, sure. We got Nolan Smith thriving as a new superstar pass rusher. That gives us a nice, even more juice off the edge with the acceleration. So we end this episode after those upgrades. 70, we're still 74. Good. That's kind of the trade-off. The trade-off of me not using my upgrade so that I have a better advantage week 16 against the Raiders is that I definitely would break that 75 threshold if we did our upgrade before this matchup. So it's kind of like we might not be as strong, but because we're not doing that, we're not opening ourselves up that if we lose this game, we're having a player stolen away from us. So I kind of think that breaks even a little bit. But the anticipation builds, man. We could have a 5-star performance on our hands. But first, we have the Raiders. Played them before. They're annoyingly annoying. It's the best way to put it. You got, Devontae. You got a great offensive line. Like, they just got a ridiculous offensive line. 92, 92, 92, 85, 98. I've never seen a fantasy draft where, like, a CPU team prioritizes the offensive line. These are always the guys that are falling to, like, the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th round because everyone else drafts skill positions and corners. No, not the Raiders. In our division, they had, like, the one... Like, I don't know, they drafted like they're freaking Bill Belichick or something like that. It's like straight up linemen only. Makes it so difficult to win the line of scrimmage. So, even if this game ends up being a little doom and gloom as we face a 92 overall offense, we can at least go back and finish this video with a 5-star win. Oh my God, the offensive line, like dead to right sack. It's old man Russell Wilson. Just the O-line picked up again. The tackle just came back around, smashed Troy Anderson on an easy sack. I think, man, these Raider games are borderline, like, just sim it. Just get in. They're going to beat us every time. Just get it over with. And Bijan getting to the second level here. For as great as the Raiders' 92 offense is, their defense, we should be able to move the football on them. And then you throw in the fact that we have a revolving door of studly running backs that other teams don't want to see here. As soon as Bijan comes out for a breather, Deuce Vaughn's in, maybe just keep running it. Oh, he gone. That is bad run defense there. Bijan Robinson on fire. Become the focal piece of this offense, which is fine. Duddy, tie it up. Very surprised. We're going to watch Cortland Sutton in the middle. That's where they've been going. 14's been, and there's just Jamal Williams. Power back with soft hands, apparently. All right, PBU. Jace Horndog. I feel like that's what we need. We need a turnover. Need that to be an interception. 3rd and 7. Might be 4-down territory. I can see them going for it. Oh, man. Who's that, though? Like, that's one of those ones. Oh, that's Julio. Veteran route. That just can't happen, though. You can't let him. You have 3. We have 3 in the area. And you let Julio Jones go. I know they never threw it to him in the red zone in Atlanta. Trust me, I own Julio Jones in fantasy football enough years to just complain, how does this guy not get touchdowns? That's too easy. 3rd and 10. We're going to go Musgrave on the slant. Got him. Threw that with anticipation. Good ball. Let's take off with my 97. I don't know if it's 97, but my apparently 77 speed having Anthony Richardson. It's, you know what? If I had to guess, I think it's his stamina. I think Anthony Richardson's stamina is not the best. So that's why he doesn't feel nearly as athletic as he should. 2nd and 6. Man, where's 80, man? Jalen Reagor. Couldn't play without him making a play. And now I'm forcing it into him. He's stopping on his fucking routes again. Run to the sideline, fellas. Why are we just pulling up in the middle of the field? You're not helping. You're not being that, like, safety net option of, like, you know what? I'm going to try to help my QB out here. No. You're sitting in double coverage. And that's why we go to Musgrave. Because he knows. He knows a thing or two about being a safety net. That guy could catch the whole... We call him greatest catch. That's how big of a net Luke Musgrave is. He's catching all the Alaskan crab. Come on. Just giving them the field goal attempt for halftime. Ah! Let's go. I fucking froze him. I'm taking a shot. Bijan, too easy, man. No one in the linebacking core of the Raiders wants to tackle him. Surprise. Deuce Vaughn inside run. I bet you they think we're going to throw it. I bet. And we're going to play checkers. Well, they're playing chess. We're playing checkers because it's simpler, it's funner, and it works. Man, like my beloved Philadelphia Eagles did to the Bucks on Monday Night Football. We are on like an 8-minute drive here. Quite impressive. But we need... Oh, we had Hyatt. We need to get 7 if we're taking all this time. Cross drag, man. We run more crosses than a place that sells supplies to churches. I don't know. Let's go! Anthony Richardson does it himself. Probably, I think we had a couple shots in, maybe force that one in. But at a certain point, I respect Jalen Reagor and Tank Dell blocking. That helped us out big time. 3rd and 3, we got full home field advantage. We could see their primary route. So I'm going to try my best to take away. that's a drop. 4th and 3. They know. We get the ball back, man. They might not see it again. But they are going to punt it. I take no shame in this. Chewing the clock. We're going up against a 92 overall offense. If you're not playing them this way, what are you doing? Every good team that beats another good team with a great offense, the number one way to do that is you keep that other great offense off the field. But long-ass drives, that is what we are doing to absolute perfection. It might not be a sexy win when all is said and done because we're not going to have huge pink slip scoring, but I'd rather take the W. Get 2 wins in this freaking episode. We need it. There we go. Jalen Rager with the diving catch. He's alive. No, 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 no. But very easy for them just to somewhat open every time. Julio Jones not being fucking wide open between 2 DBs. Corner and linebacker on the same guy. I feel like I should have a little extra freedom as the linebacker to play the space. And the corner got the wide receiver, but I guess that's not true. And wide open, Julio Jones again. Wide open. Again. Really? The red zone fumble and then the drop that would have put us in field goal range? Really? Going for it. Again, don't care. I'd rather lose this game than play them in overtime and let them have another just 15 minutes of fucking nickel and diming me until they beat us. That's 15. That's 15 on there, ref. Thank you. Plus, this is very likely my last game before we start losing players. So I might as well take the freedom of not losing players as much as I can. Come on, B. Oh. Like field goal block, right? Is that maybe the right call? Field goal block. They're going to get in range. Julio Jones is going to be wide open. Gain of 20. Kick the field goal. Beat us. Just please let me get out of this so that we can go reflect on our 5-star victory from game 1. Please. No, I don't want this to go to overtime. Score. Please score. Just score. Get a touchdown. Get in field goal range. Please. I don't want to play you in overtime. Oh, I don't want to go to overtime. Jalen Rager. Jalen freaking Rager. That's why we don't punt it. We got Jalen Rager. Why did I throw that? Why did you fucking throw that? Just let him have it. Just let him have it. All right, we got a 5-star victory. Let's go calculate it. All right, we got the wheel here. Let's spin it, man. We're already dealing with a plus 10 upgrade over the caps. And we are... Oh, we roll Super Scout. So what Super Scout allows us to do is we are allowed to look at 2 positions in the upcoming draft. I can go in and we can look at every single player for a given position. It could be 2, top 2 big positions in need. That way there, essentially how that would work is we look at who the good players are, and then when we back out, we put a little heart on them so that we know that they're studs. We can find the best players. We can find the dev traits. Let's go, man. Let's go. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's something that's going to be, we're at the end of the season. Not making the playoffs, unlikely, especially when we're just pretty much waving the white flag against the Raiders. So the draft, if we can actually crush that draft, that's huge. Plus, a plus 10 upgrade. So let's go look quickly. I will find the studs in this draft class at 2 given positions. I guess the question would become, what positions? I'm thinking, offensive line. Like, should we go tackle? I think tackle is a big need for us. I think we could look at wide receiver if we're looking at offense. On the defensive side, I feel good about my defense across the board. Like, I don't know if we need to go look at corners per se. I feel good with my linebackers. So I think that's, I mean, what are the strengths of this draft class? Let's go look at that. What are they saying are the strongest positions? Maybe that will help us be maybe a tiebreaker of the 2 positions we want to go scout. Corner, wide receiver, D tackle are the big time positions. We are scouting the corners, so we're gonna have a lot of information on the corners. So let's go look. I mean, if wide receiver, D tackle are the 2 big ones, we take a little peek. So doing this, there is one little downside, is that we are going to see the initial big board, because to get into looking at the players, you are going to have to go to here, and you can see these are the top guys in the draft class, which is fine, and I'm going to take it in for what it is. Write all these down. Got him. So Cordell Williams. Hey, we need a wideout. That's where we're going. But we will look at wide receivers. So what do we got here? Cordell Williams is the top dog. In pink slips, we don't really trade, so I don't think we're going to necessarily be in the area code. He's only a star dev. Not that big. We have Armand Wooden. And if these menus weren't so slow, we could do this for everyone. But basically, let's go look at some of the top dogs, see if we can find that X factor, see if we can find that superstar and really maximize it. We're getting lots of normals here. I'm not seeing any player right now at wide receiver that is worth me tabbing open here. And we'll just kind of get through the first couple 70s. Andrew Callaway, 75 star. And what round is he? He's second round, so that'll be a guy that could be decent value. We have Dion Clement. Oh, there you go. This is why you do it. Right there. There's our guy. Clement at pick 24. There's top tight. I wouldn't even draft him. 6'6". I mean, maybe. 6'6" with 90 speed, but that guy is very good. Getting lots of normals here down the stretch. But we'll put Wilcox. You got to remember, like, it's still 70 overall players are upgrades for us right now, especially for our wide receiver depth. We got Sean Dawkins here in the 5th round, 69 overall, 95 speed, 97 acceleration, and he's pulling a dev trait, so he's going to get a little heart next to his name. And we finish up with Rylan McDermott in the 7th round. I just went through all the freaking UDFAs, all normals, but McDermott here does have a dev trait, so that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide receivers that we can definitely look at targeting in the draft, but none more so. I think this might be, as it stands right now, our first round pick, Dion Clement, the 6'6" superstar dev wide receiver out of Penn State. Not bad, 7 deep at the wideouts. And I think we'll trust what the draft board said is the strength of the draft. We will look at some defensive tackles. Ooh. Okay. Holy shit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 D tackles above a 70 overall. We have a 75 giant. We're gonna do deep dive here. Let's go see what we're working with. We'll work our way from the back up. We got Tyquan Allridge, UDFA in the 60s. Never that bad. He rolls with a dev trait. Could be a great 7th round pick. In the 4th round, Jared Brooks, 75, gigantic defensive tackle. Like, he would have been a guy that we probably wouldn't want to pick anyways, but he's just a normal dev. I'm not going to show you all the 70s. I'm going to just show you the ones that have dev traits, because all these guys, I'm going to put a star next to them because there's great value. We have Damian O'Neal in the 4th round, 74, and he does roll a star dev. We have the first pick projected of the 2nd round out of Florida, Carl Kitchen. Nice name, rolls off the tongue. He rolls with a star dev. Lucas Wells, last pick in the 1st round, 74 overall with a star dev as well. Chris Green, pick 26 in the 1st round, bringing you a juicy 70+ rating, is a star dev. We have Ladarius Woodbury, 77. He's pick 15. Now, also with this information, you can always trade up try to be aggressive in getting, if we find like someone that's just ridiculous, but looks like there's not a generational defensive tackle in this class. There's just a whole lot of depth. And if you want to get the best one, you're going to have to trade up, pay a pretty penny to get Raphael Rogers out of Iowa State, projected to go pick 5. So we got our D-tackle set. As it stands, Raphael Rogers, best of the bunch. And at least, I'm gonna keep this, all these guys written on the piece of paper I got here because, I don't want to forget who might have, the difference between, we know that everyone got a heart is good, but some of them are good with normal devs, some of them are good with star devs. I can probably remember that Aldridge as a UDFA, why we start him, as he does have a dev trade, but I would, unless, we still have a chance, another episode, we could roll stealing a team's draft pick, give us multiple picks, try to get Rodgers. But I think probably our best course of action right now is that we know we got a superstar wide receiver in the second round. So we can make sure we get him in the second round, and then in the first round go with, keep our picks and grab one of these nice defensive tackles. But we've also, just to get an update, we're late season, corner is where we scouted, and we're getting, clearly a lot of these guys you're going to say are going to be good picks, like Jacques Raymond here, 3 Bs and A's, probably pretty good. Do we have any value guys scouted yet? Day 3? Nothing there yet, but it does look like a decent corner class as well for the upcoming draft class. And drafting is low-key only doesn't get talked about enough in Pink's list because these are all guys, yes, they might not be the big name value steals that we look for when we get wins, but these are the guys that help bump up our roster so that we can get better upgrades, especially now that we're going to be breaking that 75 threshold. We got to crush our drafts. Let's talk about our upgrades. We have 10 points that we are operating. I got 3 potential upgrades on offense and 3 potential upgrades on defense. On offense, we can spend all 10 points by sending 75. It's fair to assume that's a star dev Tank Dell, who's been great, but that will give us a bona fide outside playmaker here in Michael Pittman, 85 star dev, only 25 years old, 93 catching, 93 catching traffic, 93 spec, 95 jumping. Not, well, he doesn't have prolific pink speed. I think 6'4", 225 with 95 jumping does make him get some sort of threshold for it's pretty freaky. But that would cost all 10 of our points, kind of an all or nothing move, but it's worth talking about. We could also take Brad Christmason, 75 normal dev, and for a +3, upgrade him to Tevin Jenkins, who's 78 with a star dev and younger by a year. So that's a nice upgrade to beef up the offensive line. Or we could look at tackle, where you have DeCoulis, 64 normal dev, and we could use 4 points to upgrade and bring in DeJuan Jones, who would start for us at right tackle, 68, and to utilize every bit of that 6'8", 375 frame of DeJuan Jones. That's if we want to go on offense. 3 potential upgrades we could make on defense. One would be sending Yasir Abdullah, 71 rookie normal dev, and using 4 points to bring Tyree Wilson, who would be an edge in our scheme, 6'6", 271 for Wilson. Decent. 87 acceleration, 85 strength at that size is pretty decent. But Yasir Abdullah, you gotta remember, is absolutely twitched up as a pass rusher. But we do get, a lot in terms of rating and dev trait. We could also look at Zaya McCollum. Freak. He's been a guy that has also, though, been up on the chopping block, even though he does have 93 speed, 95 acceleration, 97 agility, 93 jumping, 72 catching. You can always do a little better. We get a year younger. It would cost us 5 points to add Joey Porter Jr., 75 star dev, 6'2", with 90 speed, 94 acceleration, 89 jumping, 78 hit power. Just a versatile player. 5 points there in the secondary. And the last upgrade, this might be the one out of all of them that I would put at the top of my personal lists. And that would be Morig, who hasn't really done anything special, which is unfortunate. But 77 star dev, 24 years old. 90 speed, 90 acceleration, 89 hit power, kind of his highlights. But we could use 5 points to go get Kyle Hamilton, 6'4", 220, run support. Could be a freaking linebacker we wanted. But he has 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 86 hit power. Just a little bit more well-rounded. Gives us a little bit more juice, and he's 2 years younger. That would be a 5-point upgrade. So, you could maximize the 10 points by straight up going Tank Dell to Michael Pittman. We could maximize the 10 points by doing Zion McCollum and Morig for Joey Porter and Kyle Hamilton. Go all in on the secondary. Or we can end up just spending some lesser combination, right? And maybe do Hamilton and we bring in Tevin Jenkins on the offensive line. Or Hamilton, we bring in DeJuan Jones at tackle. So the ball is in your guys' courts. Let me know in the comment section below what upgrades you want to see to maximize this plus 10 that we earned. Smash the like button. Let's get another 1,000 likes so we can start banking some extra star ratings, because if we guys didn't do that the last 2 episodes, we would not have had a 5-star performance here today. So, and we would have no idea that we found a freaking superstar wide receiver in the 2nd round in this upcoming draft. So that is huge. But I thank you guys very much for tuning in to today's episode. We'll be back tomorrow with a new episode of the Arizona Cardinals franchise mode. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm hearing reports that there's something going on with the running backs in that series. We'll see you then. Thank you very much for watching. Till next time, boys. C4. Peace out. Love you. Have a good one.